Alright, so you guys may know that I made the top 50 of the competition, and I was thinking to myself, there's a good possibility that I could be the one to go take care of this great ecosystem of the Great Barrier Reef. And I asked myself, do you know anything about it? And to be honest, not that much. So today we're going out in Seoul to try to find more information on the Great Barrier Reef. Come on.
Welcome to the Gangnam district of Seoul, South Korea. Gangnam literally means south of the river, and the Han River is the main river that separates Seoul into the north side, or Gangbuk, and the south side, Gangnam. When I think of Gangnam, these are the things that I think about. Tall buildings, nice restaurants, great bars, a great place to hang out, and all kinds of food. You have everything from street food to high-end 5-star restaurants. But whatever you want to eat, whatever your taste, whatever you want to go and see or do, Gangnam has a place for you. And by the way, it's one of the most crowded places in the capital city area on the weekends.
Alright, here we are inside Kyobo bookstore here in Seoul, South Korea. If you look around, the place is pretty packed, which tells you that Koreans love reading. But let's go try to find that biology book to learn a little bit more about the Great Barrier Reef.
Okay, we got physics. Here is chemistry. And we have biology. Well, a lot of these books look familiar from my college days, but let's see. I think this book is going to have something about the Great Barrier Reef, and this one too.
Okay, taking a look at this book, they say that there are 3 different coral reef systems in the world. There are the fringe reefs, also the barrier reefs, and then finally the coral atolls. Now this classification system was done by a very famous scientist. His name was Charles Darwin.
The water temperature in the coral reef system is absolutely crucial for survival. You can't get too hot, you can't get too cold. But that is the hard part, because the Earth is warming up with greenhouse gases, our dependence on fossil fuel, and basically a bunch of emissions that we put up into the air, causing the temperature of the Earth to go up. Now, the coral reef systems of the world are located in the band next to the equator, about 30 degrees north, 30 degrees south, with a couple scattered up and below that range. But the minimum temperature is between 18 to 20 degrees, and the max temperature between 23 and 25 degrees. Some people say, you know what? Global warming, blah blah blah, it's just, 1 or 2 degrees here and there. Well, for you it might be 1 or 2 degrees because we live in the comforts of air-conditioned buildings and homes, but for the coral reefs and all the organisms that live in an environment like the Great Barrier Reef, that 1 or 2 degrees could mean death. Taking a look at this map made by the UN organization UNEP, it puts the area right by the Great Barrier Reef to see a temperature increase of at least 2 to 3 degrees in the best case scenario model in the next 50 years. Now that means we are going to see bleaching in the Great Barrier Reefs because the coral reef system can only survive temperatures below 29 degrees. Above 29 degrees, it is absolutely lethal, giving us the dubious distinction of allowing one of the natural wonders of the world to go extinct on our watch, not to mention to cause these guys to hang on for dear lives.
Alright, here's the basic conclusion of my research. If you want to think of the Great Barrier Reef as a tropical rainforest that is underneath the ocean, then that's exactly how you should think of it, because it is so diverse, maybe even more so. And if you take an area of just 3 meters in diameter, you could find more than 50 resident species of fish. So that tells you something, right?
Hey guys, but let's not forget the Great Barrier Reef is not extinct for us, and we got plenty of coral reef systems to help save, protect, and preserve. The islands of the Great Barrier Reef are loaded with opportunities to experience things that you only dreamed about. Every time you look in a different direction is another view that gets etched into your memory, and around every corner and bend there's something to take your breath away awaiting you. Every time you go out, you no doubt have a Kodak moment. You know, it's a good thing that people use digital cameras these days instead of film because, well, you'll simply run out. And while taking in everything the region has to offer for pleasure and enjoyment is important, I think it's imperative as the caretaker of the islands to inform, educate, and raise awareness of the pressing issues that our environment faces today, especially in an ecosystem like the Great Barrier Reef, so we can take the necessary and appropriate measures to make sure paradise like this lasts for our posterity.
Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me on my research trip here in Seoul, Korea. I hope to see you guys on the Great Barrier Reef, and I think we need to get out of here. Organic chemistry, I think I took that twice.